stand at the end of days. The first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity. Leah, are you all right, my girl?
It was nothing, Uncle. Just a bad dream. We should be getting you home.
But there's still work to be done. If these translations are correct, the powers of hell could already be on the move. The world must be told of the coming darkness. You do believe me, don't you, Leah? It has begun.
Leave it, Uncle! It's not important!
Diablo 3. Definitely not most people's favorite game in the series. I still enjoy it, at least for the gameplay aspects. You know, everything else not so much. I prefer 1 or 2. But this is a game I do tend to play, you know, do a seasonal thing whenever a new season comes up, which I think 19 did just start a few days ago. And then play through the end game and all that stuff, and then stop playing about 2 weeks later or so once I get bored. It's nice to pick up every so often, so we'll be creating a new seasonal hero since it was the one I used last time. I'll go barbarian. Not hardcore though. We'll stick to seasonal. I'll just have this seasonal character this time. This also gives me more options for weapons and fun stuffs. I could do Crusader. Yeah, I'll do Crusader actually. I was thinking of Demon Hunter, but yeah. I mean, I've only done Monk, Necromancer, and Wizard on this since I'm playing on the Switch version. I have a set characters that I have a tendency to name characters I play as after them. Brandon and Adric are just 2 of them. Whenever I get around to actually doing Etrian Odyssey, I'll be using more of them. Well, I've already recorded all the way to the stupid forest. I just want to get more recordings of that one done because that's a game that takes a while to get through. Someday I'll get through the Clarence Hollows. Someday. Okay, we'll just start on Hartford right now. I can enhance it once I get better stuff.
At 12, I swore the oath, leaving home and family. At 16, I saw my master die. I took up his shield and his name, and on that day, I became a crusader. Armored by faith, driven by duty, bound to kill the enemies of Zakharum. Sworn to live as a crusader and to die as one. Now, corruption returns to the hearts of men. I see it in the eyes of the mad, hear it in the howling of the damned. A falling star in the west leads me to the town of New Tristram. The crusade calls me, and so I go.
That's how I played as a Crusader, was right as Reaper of Souls came out. I actually do like a lot of
The fallen star is close, but there is death here too.
I like a lot of the stuff that Reaper of Souls added. It kind of fixed some of the issues with this game. Because I played this game on launch, so I know about the issues. I really do like playing this game on a controller.
Greetings. I am a crusader of the Zakharum faith, and I saw a star falling on this town.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
They keep coming!
Yes! I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates! You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Talk to you? No, okay. Sometimes you can talk to them.
Burn those corpses before they rise again.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
That's one of the other reasons why I'm not playing it on the PC is because I don't remember where I put the thing for my authenticator. Well, I put it on my iPod, but I don't know where it is right now. So
I
can't
came here
plug
to
it.
study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be. I came here to study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history.
Zakharum has fallen to disgrace. What faith can save us now? It is the end of the world. Can't you see that?
Death may be upon us all soon, but I shall do what I can to ease your pain.
Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
Yeah, I don't have any cash, so I can't do anything with that yet. Well, there might be stuff in my stash. Oh, yeah, the Ganondorf outfit and, the amiibo portal. I tend to forget that's actually a thing, that this amiibo portal is actually a thing. Grab my amiibo right now. None of these things. Go. Right thing. Where's these are right now? Oh. Okay, it's just a transmog plane. I probably won't be able to use that until Act 5, can I? Where's that?
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to run away.
This guy's just about the brawling, which is the PvP thing, which I never bother with.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, and now he's dead.
So I talk to everybody.
Please move your cart.
How dare you speak to me like that? I'm the mayor of this town.
Lord Mayor, please move your cart.
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
Fleeing will not save your life, and certainly not your town.
One of my amiibos. Let's see what I get. I gotta actually use this thing.
I can't do that here.
Okay. I put an amiibo on there. I put Simon on there.
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
Tristram used to be such a wonderful place to live. My family has been here since the town grew out of the ruins of old Tristram. But now, it's horrible. The loved ones we've buried and grieved over now threaten our lives.
Welcome to the Slaughtered Caffeine. Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for.
We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Are you Leah? They tell me you survived the falling star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Something like putting the dead back to sleep? I can do that.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
As you can see, business is atrocious.
Okay. Wasn't sure if something was a self-defense option there. I don't think I've actually listened to every single bit of dialogue.
I don't care what anyone says. That thing that fell from the sky was no rock. A rock doesn't cause the dead to leave their graves.
Have you come to help us? The other adventurers who came through here didn't look so deadly.
I should be able to use that
16 militiamen went out. Only Rumford came back.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
Careful not to trigger NPCs talking, otherwise it interrupts.
I came here to study the fall of old Tristram. This is closer.
What do you know of Leah and Cain?
Not too much, I'm afraid. They came here almost a year ago. She split her time between looking after him and helping out the town. He spent his days in the old cathedral, looking for old texts from what I hear. They were inside when that thing hit. She's lucky to be alive.
I've come to help. How do we stop these risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Have faith, Captain. Have faith.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road. When Leah told us the dead were pouring out of the cathedral, we quickly went to put an end to it. At first it seemed we were succeeding, but they just kept coming. We were overcome. Captain Dalton and the men fought valiantly. They protected me. I am no soldier. I was a farmer. I should not have been out there with them. I do not know how I made it back here. None of the others did. And now, somehow, I'm supposed to lead the militia.
Stops the crusade. Time to test my skill.
I require more wrath. I wish I could do that.
I'm injured. My strength is restored.
Never got to Inferno. How far I think I beat Nightmare Mode, but I don't remember. I remember I had partly with to use the damn thing.
I had heard the rumors, but I thought them just fancies of bored women, until I saw them dragging people through the streets today. And citizens, has the world gone mad?
While exploring a cave with hopes of finding hidden treasure, I came upon a most grisly sight. A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievably, as I was searching them for any items of value, they began to rise. I must tell them of this in New Tristram before it's too late.
The wretched mother dead. She slowly attacks. Fiends must have stolen the treasure. Old Tristram. Diablo himself was here.
Akarat be praised.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
She's brave. With help, she may yet save Cain.
I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do, but I'm no leader of men.
You were called, and you answered.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the risen dead. Me? I'm just a farmer.
Leah, let's find your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
As sad as it is for the girl, for all of us, Leah must accept that the old man is dead. No one's surviving what's out there.
I've got some brand new goods you might be interested in.
and it is written.
By the grace of...
I came here to study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history.
Now that someone like you has come, we have a chance.
Did you hear what happened to Cain? Poor Leah.
That cathedral is filled with more death than my cooking.
Just my luck. My business is the only thing not rising from the dead in this town.
Hey, you don't sell anything. You used to sell potions and shit. When potions were actually a thing.
What are we doing in my room? A miracle has happened. A hero, like one out of Uncle Deckard's tales, appeared and saved us. I know in my heart that my uncle still lives, and I pray that the hero will bring him home safely. It doesn't feel right being in Uncle Deckard's room when he's not here.
Okay, well, there's no other journal, so whatever.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
And your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fought the demons. Look! A hidden cellar. Follow me.
There are dark secrets here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
Captain Dalton!
My wrath is low.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here. But whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Leah, tell me about your mother.
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her. I've never heard of the Crusaders.
We serve the Zakarum faith. We're from the East, and only recently came to these lands. Some of us did, at least.
Well, I hope you're not planning to convert these people by the sword.
I'm not here to convert anyone. My crusade is to find a way to cleanse the corruption that infests my faith. When that evil is destroyed, the Zakharum will be restored, and people can choose to believe in it or not, as they please. The fight is over for this one. Tristram Cathedral. The fallen star lies within.
Just gonna check everything. You never know when a random block will carry a legendary item or something. I don't think they dropped yet. Yeah, I don't think they can drop yet. I don't know what level you can drop. I know the second I find one, it'll increase my DPS by a considerable amount.
The star is close.
Dannon, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart. Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
remembers you, friend.
I will enjoy this.
Shields because I have a skill that actually uses it. I don't have a secondary skill that doesn't use my damn shield yet. Or do two-handed weapons.
Not enough wrath. I require more wrath.
Yes!
Not enough wrath. My wrath is low.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold. The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me.
and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
Take it, Kate! Stay back!
I require more raft.
Oh, thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
Your niece asked me to find you, and I agreed.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
I rescued the old scholar, and learned from him that a creature called the Skeleton King stands between me and the star. But not for long.
Leah told me of your crusade to find the source of corruption in the Zakarum faith. I may have information that will help you. Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, spent many years trapped under Travancore and slowly tainted the Zakarum in a bid for freedom.
I have heard this, but knowing how it happened is not enough. I must find the source of the corruption and cleanse it.
I fear that Mephisto is no more. His soul was destroyed on the Hellforge. I am sorry, Crusader.
I've dedicated my life to this crusade, and your news does not change my oath. If I search my entire life and find nothing, it will still have been worth the journey.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
It was my duty to help. Now, I would know of the falling star.
The prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back. I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
It can be a lonely life. What drives him?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
Did you learn anything about your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
These dark events tax us. I worry for Hadrig, our blacksmith, most of all. His wife has been injured, and he is tasked with seeing to those who may turn. His family has suffered under this curse before. His grandfather, the Chancellor to King Leoric, was killed when the evil first spread over Tristram 20 years ago.
I've dug up some new
After King Leoric went mad, no one lived in these parts for a long time. Then adventurers were lured here by tales of riches to be found inside the old cathedral. New Tristram started when some traveling merchants decided to set down here to sell to the adventurers. It grew quickly. Lots of good farming in these parts. Well, before all of this started.
From the east shall come a monarch whose rule begins in blood and ends in bone. In the light of a comet will he die a third and final death at the hands of true men. Death may be upon us all soon, but I shall...
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Then I will be the cure.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakarum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies, the prophecy of the end days, says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
I am the last of the Herodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Herodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You were called and did not answer?
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy, and Tristram, no, the world has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the lords of hell.
I can see that Leah is important to you.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers. The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Kane. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the lords of hell.
The story of Mad King Leoric hangs heavy over this town.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
And so he became the Skeleton King.
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
You're the one who saved Cain. You must help us survive the Skeleton King, too.
Every scholar of demonic lore has heard of Deckard Cain. Thanks to you, I got to see him in the flesh.
Try to get as much lore stuff as possible. Making sure. I'm pretty sure.
Will Leoric's spirit never rest? Why was he cursed so?
Did you know that King Leoric had his own wife executed? Terrible, terrible things happened when he went mad.
You know what would take everyone's mind off their troubles? One of Theodos's great comedies.
I've seen one of them. Two men dressed as women, screeching at each other and tearing their bodices. Huh, that'd cheer me right up.
Glad to hear it. Rehearsals in 3 hours.
Was it the Skeleton King meant to be dead? Well, I mean, I know he was dead, but wasn't he supposed to be really dead? He should have the decency to stay dead. Again.
See, the problem is, they never should have named this place New Tristram. We wouldn't be getting attacked all the time if we were called, oh, I don't know, New Wellington, would we?
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
Well, digging a hole would certainly take your mind off your fear.
Bless you for saving Deckard Cain. I don't know what Leah would do, what any of us would do if Cain were truly lost.
I have some new items that I'm certain. You've got to promise me you'll take good care of whatever I sell you.
You have to be like level 18 before ranks are.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to half rations. How are we supposed to fight if we're starving?
The rest of the town is down to quarter, including my wife. But you can quit if you want.
Hello.
Geldo, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchen, are nomads, always traveling, looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. But everyone wants to know what the future holds.
My future is known. Travel the world, redeem the Zakarum faith, live as a crusader, and die as one.
That's not a future. It's a punishment. You should stop to enjoy the wine. Find a good woman, perhaps. The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events over and over again. We can merely play our parts.
The more you speak, the less you say.
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
You think you're some type of hero, here to save us all? The dead will feast on your bones as easily as they will ours.
Sorry, the ferry to Wortham isn't running. Can't take anyone anywhere with all that's happening around here. It's not safe.
Are you Hadrig? Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is a hard burden you bear. I will help.
Thank you. Follow me. Friend, I'm sorry.
Do your duty, blacksmith, no matter how hard.
My love, forgive me.
Hadrig! Help me!
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hadrig Aemon.
You owe me nothing, friend. But I would welcome your aid in my quest to find the crown of Leoric.
I can help you there. It's buried with his Chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.